Hey guys, welcome to episode number 34 of OG Toys Emoji. Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Select Amazing Spider-Man figure from the new upcoming reboot movie, and it's coming on July the 3rd. I just picked this guy up at the comic store last week, and the comic store is the only place you can get this figure. Right now it's a specialty exclusive. You're not going to find it at Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, any of the big chains right now. It's a specialty store comic book exclusive. Definitely run down your comic store, pick this up. You're not going to be disappointed. Now, it does have some really awesome features on the figure and display base, and I'll just give you a bit better look at the figure. But one of the things I thought was so cool, and this is what Marvel Select is really well known for, is the bases. They produce some really good quality bases to go along with their figures. And this base is definitely, it looks a little plain, just to kind of give you a real quick sum up. It does look plain, but what I like about this base is it has two pegs for Spidey's feet, and you can pose them in some pretty different poses, pretty neat stuff, clinging to the wall. And what I also like is on the back, you got this peg here. So you put a thumbtack in your wall, you just slide this into the thumbtack, and boom, it'll secure it very nicely. And you can put this guy in your wall if you wanted to. Really well done. What it also comes with is a couple extra hands. You got this one here, closed fist, and it does have articulation at the wrist. And it's just a really cool paint job. You just see the intricate design on the hand. And the other one is a web shooting hand. Now, the only thing it doesn't have, which the Mini-Mates have, which I was pretty surprised, is that little web shooter. They have nothing on there, on that wrist for a web shooter. Not a huge deal, but, I mean, if a Mini-Mate can do it, and that's like 2 inches, I'm sure they could have done it on this figure, which is 6. But still, great looking pair of hands. They did a great job on them. And the Spider-Man figure itself, as you can see, he stands up, or he's attached to that base extremely well. The pegs fit in perfectly. Like, this figure is not going to fall off. There is really tight. You got to really pry and push it and screw it in, basically. But I'm just going to take them off. Just give you a better look at this figure. So the figure stands about 6.5 inches tall. It does have really good articulation. And one thing that really stood out when I took the figure out of the package is the heft. It's got some good weight to the figure. It definitely feels like a good solid piece of plastic. Just like the Master of the Universe figures from Mattel, the new ones, the classics. Man, those figures have some absolute great heft to it. So just take a look at that sculpt. They did a phenomenal job on this sculpt on the figure. You can see the webbing is raised. The black spider logo, it's all raised, sculpted on top of the figure. If you take a look at the eyes as well, it's got the gold lenses, and it actually has all this etched design inside the lens. I think that looks just awesome. And the red, of course, as well. The red and the blue all have texture to it, little scales throughout the entire costume. Every single part of this figure has sculpting absolutely everywhere. It's just a phenomenal, well done job. Really well done. And the blue and red, perfect color combination. Great mix of colors. No paint, smudges, smears anywhere on this figure. Just a fantastic job. Now for the articulation. It does have ball jointed head. Not a great range of motion, but it's not too bad. It does have a ball jointed chest. It can give you a bit more posability. It does have ball jointed shoulders with a ratchet as well as the pin elbow, but it does have a cut at the bicep, swivel at the wrist, and of course these come off and you can put the alternative hands, and he has wrist articulation as well. Now, nothing in the waist because of the chest, but he does have really well done ball jointed legs. It gives him a really good range of motion, and he has double hinged knees. And he also has a cut here in the leg. He's got movement there, and he has a swivel rocker on the ankle, which I thought was really nicely done too. Definitely helps to give him some extra posability when you're doing those insane Spider-Man poses that he does. But this is definitely one of the coolest figures I've seen. Definitely out of the new Spider-Man merchandise that has come out in the last little while, this is definitely the best figure, hands down. The Marvel Hasbro stuff is actually really good. Kids will love it, but I think if a kid got their hands on one of these, they would definitely want this more. It is way more expensive. You're looking at about 24, 25 bucks. I paid for it here in Canada. The figure is only available at comic book stores. You're not going to find it at Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, any of those places. Comic book store is the only place you're going to find it. And I highly suggest and recommend you pick this figure up. You're not going to be disappointed. It is hands down my personal and absolute favorite version of Spider-Man that has been produced thus far. Really great figure. Definitely pick it up. I'm totally looking forward to that new movie that's coming out July 3rd. Definitely seeing the midnight show for that. So rate, comment, subscribe. I hope you liked the review, and I hope you definitely pick this figure up. You're not going to be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys. More reviews to come shortly.